my name is Josh Baylog. This is my house. Brenda is the one that goes with me. We have 4 kids that are milling around somewhere back that way. We love music. We all love music. So in a few minutes, we'll have an opportunity as artists are kind of switching out. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to go ahead and prep you with one now so you can be thinking about it. I want you to think about who your favorite artist or band is and then why they're your favorite. And then you can have an opportunity to answer that in like a 30 or 60 second window in just a little while. But again, thank you for being here. This is awesome. I love music. I'm probably listening to 30 or 40 hours of music a week, always looking for something new, looking for something different, looking for independent artists to support. So this is a small way that we can do that, and I'm very excited that you're here. So this is the beginning of the evening. This is Josephine Yarla, so if you'll give a big... It takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there, so be very encouraging as you listen to her and her songs tonight.
All right, so I like to write like really deep songs that are very introspective and deep, and then occasionally I write like a really silly song, because with me you get both. So this is my first song. It's called The Fart Corner.
So you're probably one of the deep ones. Got it.
Yeah, this is the deep one. I really thought a lot about it. This is based on my real life. I'm kidding. It has elements of reality, and I think you'll learn everything you need to know by hearing it. So here we go. I grew up with a sibling, specifically an older brother, a boy who could rip a fart like no other. So I'm no stranger to such a breeze, but I'm asking for future reference, please, that we have a system for such occurrences. Let's establish a fart corner. Let's keep our flatulence within a border. I suggest the closet with all the cleaning supplies. Stop using my pillow, you gave me pink eye. There has to be a protocol, because I can recall last Thursday when we had Mexican. The stench was thick in the air, my eyes were stinging, I was scared, but in the future we'll be more prepared. Let's establish a fart corner. Let's keep our flatulence within a border. I say just the closet with all the cleaning supplies. I'm begging you, I'm too young to die.
Love it.
Tell us more about your brother that farted a lot.
That's worse.
He exists in real life. I'm not going to say where he is, but he is somewhere in this building.
The cleaning supplies are in the door behind the kitchen, so
If anybody has to let anything go, that's okay. All right, and so then this is my silly one. I'm kidding. This is my deep and introspective one. It's called "Pour Out My Perfume," and it is based on the part of the Bible, Luke 7:36 through 50, where Jesus is having a having dinner with a Pharisee, and while he's dining with this Pharisee, a woman from the village, who's described in the Bible as a sinful woman, goes to see Jesus, and she pours her perfume on his feet and starts weeping at his feet and drying her tears with her hair. And there's like, I'm trying to remember what happens. I know that the Pharisees, like, if this guy was a real prophet, he'd know all the bad things that she'd done. And Jesus was like, well, if a money lender forgave the debt of a person with a lot of debt or somebody with a little bit of debt, who would appreciate that money lender more? And the Pharisee was like, obviously the person who was forgiven a bigger debt. And so then Jesus was like, this woman loves me because she was forgiven of a lot of things. And so I really resonated with that person in the Bible, of just her heart of like, she was being ridiculed by people who were right there in front of her, and she didn't care. She was still worshiping Jesus. And so I really liked that, and I wanted to write a song kind of from her perspective. So that's what this song is. It's called Pour Out My Perfume. I am unworthy to even touch you. I shouldn't have come, I just can't stop thinking of you. I am a black sheep, I am a lost cause. It is concerning all I have done. They know me for my sin, but I press my way in. I will bring my best, cause you cancel my debt. No, I don't care how it looks, oh, I don't care who sees. I'll pour out my perfume, my tears for life. All I can do is weep. I am so unclean, yeah, you can judge me. He's the only one I've seen who treats me like a somebody. I am a black sheep, I am a lost cause, but I am hurting, so here is my heart. They know me from my sin, but I press my way in. I will bring my best, cause you cancel my debt. No, I don't care how it looks, oh, I don't care who sees. I'll pour my perfume, my tears fall at your feet. All I can do is weep. When you touch me with a love like that, I was even less than the least. When you touch me with a love like that, you made a believer out of me. They know me from my sin, but I press my way in. I will bring my best. I remember what you said. I know ever since, of which there are many, but you can still forget such a sinner as me. All I can do is weep. And that's it, you guys.
Hey, guys, we're ready. If you would be so kind as to give your warmest, loudest, raucous applause for our next artist, who is going by the name Stanley Johnson. There's something also about a chicken diner, but I'll let him explain that to you. This is going to be fun, so just strap in and be ready for anything, I think is probably the best thing to say.
Yes.
I do music. I don't know how to play an instrument. I'm very new to this. I don't know how to play the piano or the guitar or sing. I can't actually speak English, so this is gonna be, something. But I've made music for a couple of months now, and a lot of people really like it. It's like really goofy music. You know what I mean? Like there's always a story behind it. I'm gonna be doing a song tonight, and it's called Dasher. Okay, it's a new one, never been heard before. It's gotta pay attention. This is the story. Okay, very rich story. Okay, this is a true story. So I was late at night, and as you can probably tell, I don't order DoorDash that much, right? But I ordered DoorDash, and the Dasher delivered it, and he just stood there, and I didn't want to interact with him, so I was like, I should make an entire song about that. So that's kind of that's what the entire song is about. So we're gonna be playing that. You guys ready? You guys feeling good?
So you wrote the music?
Yeah, I wrote the music. I did the instrumentation in GarageBand. I wrote the lyrics.
What about the dance?
The dance?
Yeah, did you write the dance?
Yeah, I did write the dance. That's choreography. Yes, that's very good. Okay. Let's. of hungry right now. I should order DoorDash. Ordered some nuggets, it was 9:03. Leave at the door and caps, please don't speak to me. I've been in this house all day, socially deceased. Mentally prepared to grab the bag like a thief. Absent Nevada, my soul left my frame. Why did he slow down? Why did he say my name? Put my jacket on, I don't even know why. I'm not wanted, I just don't wanna make eye contact tonight. He texted, I'm here. I said, okay, cool. I dove on the floor like a SWAT team move. Peeked through the blinds like a nature show. Here we see the dasher, pacing real slow. Why he not leaving? Why he adjusting his shirt? Why is he looking at his phone like he's searching Google Earth? Did I put the wrong address? Did I offend his whole bloodline? One thing's for sure, it's that I am not fine. I practice thank you in 4 different tones. Happy, chill, confident, and leave me alone. Every version felt thick, every version felt wrong. I don't know what the heck is going on. Why is this harder than heartbreak? Why is this scarier than love? Why am I sweating over seasoned fries? The things that might be above. I can't take this anymore, my heart's about to tear. Can't take this anymore, I'm ripping out my hair. Can't take this anymore, this is more than I can bear. I'm opening the door, and there's nobody there. And they forgot my sauce, amazing. Thank you guys so much. That's a demo for the song. The song's not, but I think it sounds pretty good. Thank you. You guys like that?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I am gonna do a second.
Oh, yes.
I have to. I'm contractually obligated. Okay. Okay.
Unless the audience was 3.
No.
The whole album.
I'll do the entire album at the same time. Also, probably some background for some of you that don't know. Sorry, this is all from a album I'm making called Chicken Diner. Merchandise designed by Dylan Beckley over the years. There he is. Love that hat. Love the Beatles. Ringo Starr. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah. So it's gonna be on Spotify pretty soon, actually. Chicken Diner in like 2 weeks, probably. So if you want to check that out, I didn't get a lot of sleep tonight, as you can probably tell. But here we go. Okay, so this is my one of my most popular songs. So I have to take a knee for this one. Basically. So this is another story, rich story, right? I have a friend called Ethan Heller, but we call him Scott, right? And we had this Wordle thing, and I was playing Wordle, and he was like, "You are the worst Wordle player of all time." And I was like, "I'm gonna make a diss track about you," specifically because you said that, but I obviously asked his permission, that I could make everything, you know what I mean? The nicest diss track of all time. And so that's that, and it got really popular. I'm tired, so I'm probably gonna forget like all the lyrics, but it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna.
Christian, what's it called?
Scott Free. All right. Okay. This isn't loading. Hold on. What is this? Okay. This is a rap song. It's funny because I'm like the whitest guy I know. Steadily on the back, oh my gosh, what a twist. I'm literally shaking and crying, but I still don't miss. Hey, when I step man behind his bed, it's not the joke and the punchline be getting to end. In your walls, taking notes of the lines that you said. Rent free in your brain, snacks in your bed. Hey guys, it's me, stupid. but actually I'm not. I'm the glitch in the system, I'm the ghost in the plot. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm literally crying from the shame. You collect little trains, but you play a sick game. You're a pirate, no shit, man, fraud on the shore. Trying to sail with the legend, but your ghost once more. Voice in your walls, I'm exposing all your sins. Every track that you ride leads to places that you've been. You're something like that, man, think it's slick to the chop. But you're rotten inside, man, like a plague in the butt. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm really crying with glee. Like carrots, but your ship sank in 2003. Orange everywhere, man, you look like a cone. Airlocks on the ground, witness left alone. Scott, this is the ending, ain't no sequel to it, right? I'm the nightmare in the walls of the night. Man, I'll kill a train wreck, pirate with no crown. Flag on your chest, that's the son of a clown. Turn around, watch your time and collapse. Every single thing you say get burned in my raps. He likes trains, that's another thing I should have said. Go through your empire, shatter every wall and gate. Crush your lies and your schemes, left you buried by your fate. Burn it all to the ground, watch it all ignite. And over your mailbox just to finish the fight. Anyway.
If y'all will give it up, Ryan, if you're ready, I think you're next. This is Ryan Yarbrough. Y'all give it up for him.
Happy birthday!
It's his birthday today, guys, and he's spending part of it with us. Isn't that cool?
So, if you guys weren't here last time, I had a I was sharing a bit about this concept album that I've had for a little while, evolving kind of, called Groaning. And groaning is kind of a play on words, so it's Growning. And it's kind of a bunch of songs that it takes you from this one spot. I played the first song last time, and it's called The Comet. And The Comet was all about not wanting to fall prey to the weights of the earth and wanting to stay up into the sky, but just that feeling, that weight of failure and wondering what's going to happen next. That kind of starts off the album, and then as there's all of these different stories of in between of the groaning of growth. So there's the groaning and there's growth. Neither, in my mind, exist without the other. It ends in this song called Equilibrium. That essentially, like, as you're in a hard time in life, you come to a place where all of a sudden and without any warning, everything is back to the way it's supposed to be. And it reminded me of this story from Job. You haven't read Job. Great book, 10 out of 10, should read. The whole story, basically a bunch of really terrible stuff happens to this guy named Job. And he blames God the whole time, and all of his friends are outing him for blaming God, but he's been perfectly fine. He's been perfectly perfect, except everything was taken from him. And when he finally gets to talk to God at the end, he has all these questions. Where were you? And God's response was, where were you when I created the sun and the stars and I put them in their place? And so it just gave me this visual of like somebody floating through space, realizing in a kind of backwards, ironic way that they're now able to breathe in space where there's nothing. And as they come face to face with God, he's putting everything back the way that it's supposed to be. It's a really short song, but I love all of it. So this is called Equilibrium.
Boundless void, yet I see form. Colder than ice, yet I feel warm. Darker than night, bright as the sun. At the crux of it all, equilibrium. Farther than time, it's centuries more. Chaotic mass, all uniform. Placed face to face, I should be numb.
jump right to the end. And actually, I'm going back now. So, I wanted to write a song that would be actually in line with the name Groaning. So, combining the ideas of something growing and something groaning. And so, I finished the song eerily close to today. And it's a story about this peak, this hill, where a bunch of soldiers went and they laid down their lives. And somebody's asking the question. If it's what they wanted, if the soldiers, what they wanted was to lay their lives down on the peak, and then they ask themselves, is it all of that groaning, is it all that pain, is it all that blood that actually grows the seeds planted in the ground on that peak into something beautiful? And it walks through the challenges of grief, of that tension between what is and what is not yet, and all of the emotions. This guy is related to someone who died on the hill, and he's angry with him, and he's sad that he's gone, and he's hopeful that he can find something else. So it's called Groaning.
Past the peak on the way, or when the heat cracks the clay, see the goats where they lay. We can wonder, is this what they wanted? Time to see wise men say, slowly anguish fades away, but their bones don't decay. Now tell me, is that what they wanted? That peak. She was 19. She was 19. Seeing flowers in her hair since she was 3. She grew smitten for this farmer and planted seeds. Sage Daisy was a prophet of their dreams. They died by spring, and you're not exactly there to save her now. Hate that I would want to know what you do now. Tell me how to say you can throw away. It's better to come home. They never grow. You took all she's ever known. We wait for you. I still wait for you. They grow from the graves they were bound. They can groan for a little while. They'll be grown in a little while. Why does everything with loving bleed? Does it take the blood to grow the seeds? Oh, she time, hold on a little while longer. They're still growing deep inside. Give them time, Mom, you're already stronger. Asked again today. It's what we wanted.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, quietly because he has a headache, Chuck Ammons.
Hey friends, it is beautiful to do what we're doing. Can we give it up again for Shane and Rockin Customs for the Baylabs for hosting us, for each of these artists that have shared so far. Give them some love. So good. So we're going to do 2 more things before we're done tonight. I do want to share just one original song with you, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And then after that, we're going to close the night by actually writing a song together. So we're going to take a few minutes and talk about what makes a great song, and then we're going to write one. And whether it is going to be deep and profound or fart corner is going to be based on this room. So I have a feeling I know which way this is going. But that's going to be great. So the song I want to share with you, as I was thinking about tonight, there's this story in the Old Testament of Elijah, who's often hailed as a hero in the Bible. Elijah, the great prophet, who, from his standpoint and his place, was trying to walk faithful to God in the world that he was in. And sadly, Elijah was in a very violent, angry world. And in a violent and angry world, he found himself against a clash of gods and tried to stand as faithfully as he knew how. And the way he stood faithful was, well, my God can kill your God. And everything blew up in his face. And suddenly, Elijah, when he thought he had taken his biggest stand, his biggest place of seeing victory, he found that nothing had changed. And in fact, the enemy, Jezebel, who served another god, said, I see your God's no different than ours. Your God likes bloodshed like ours does. And it says that Elijah at this moment ran into the desert asking God to take his life. And he didn't do this because he was afraid of Jezebel. That's something some commentators say. But he was moving from Jezebel to the God who saw everything and literally said, God, take me out. And he said, I'm no better than my fathers. I'm no better than those who came before me. And if you remember the story, what happens is this. Elijah goes for a long period of time, and he is exhausted, and he ends up in this cave. And the last scene we have seen with Elijah was this big, powerful, mighty, calling on God to move through fire, and it was a big parade of look at the God of power. And in this place, it says all these things start happening at the cave. That Elijah feels called out from the darkness into where he's feeling God beckon him, and all these things start happening. It says an earthquake comes, but God is not in the earthquake. It says a mighty blowing wind comes, and God's not in the wind. It even says a fire comes. And this is interesting, because in the last scene, the way he thought he saw God was coming in fire, and he says the fire came and God wasn't in the fire. And suddenly it says, but there was a soft, gentle whisper. And Elijah wraps his cloak around himself, and it's God coming to him saying, what are you doing here, Elijah? And there's this healing that starts to come in the way that God hasn't given up on Elijah, and Elijah's needing to remember that he hasn't given up on God. And so the question I guess I would have for us tonight is, have you ever been, and I know this is one of these questions that we're all going to, yeah, of course. Have you ever been at the place where you feel like you were following what was right and loving and just and gracious, and it feels like it blows up in your face? And suddenly you look and say, wait a second, all the things that I think I've tested of this faith, of this God, of who I am to him and who he is to me, is any of this even real or true? Has anybody been there? Yes. And in these places, it's God who comes not in the big and mighty, but the God who still speaks in the whisper. So this song is called Whisper.
All right.
Where have you gone? I'm standing in the place I met you, but not a single light is on. I'm desperate for dawn. Oh, sweet Jesus, did you leave me here just to lead me on? And I'm empty. Do you even see me? But in the wind there's a whisper, and I hear you speak. Though it's only a whisper, the sound is deafening. You softly call back this drifter. So I lift my eyes as my feet learn how to follow what I can't see with my eyes. In this desert I roam, I'm trading wandering for wonder, 'cause Jesus, you're my home. So I'm laying down my rights and finally breathing. In the wind there's a whisper, and I hear you speak. And though it's only a whisper, the sound is deafening. 'Cause where you breathe, life re-enters. I don't need lightning and thunder, just a gentle breeze. But when you bring signs and wonders, I fall down to my knees. But I am held in your whisper. Blessed be the man who will walk upon your way. Blessed be the little ones who still follow all you say. Blessed be the mother who finds strength to still obey. When all the questions meet the silence of a lover gone astray. In the wind there's a whisper, and I hear you speak. And though it's only a whisper, the sound is deafening. 'Cause where you breathe, life re-enters. I don't need lightning and thunder, just a gentle breeze. But when you bring signs and wonders, I fall down to my knees. But I am held in your whisper. I will walk, I will walk, I will walk forever. I will walk, I will walk, I will walk. Blessed be the man who hears your whisper. Trading wandering for wonder, 'cause Jesus, you're my home.
Thank you so much.
the part of the night where we call fart corner time.
You're in it.
No, I'm not actually. I know where the fart corner would be. It's not quite in the corner. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. The beautiful thing about songwriting, I love coming into a room like tonight because we saw a lot of diversity just from this room, right? It's a cool thing to hear silly songs and to hear serious songs and to hear some of the coolest rap in the world. Christian, you are my hero. I'm waiting for the next show, which is going to be a full album release, so he's going to do it if you cheer loud enough. So here's what we're going to do. When you're writing a song, there's multiple things that are coming together in writing a song. Obviously, when you're coming into music itself, there's the key that you're writing a song in, there's the feel that you're writing that in. You're going to get music, you're going to get lyrics, you're going to put all that together. So I would like to give us a quick crash course into the world of songwriting. By the way, who in the room has written a song before? Songwriter.
What is up, awesome people? Thank you so much for watching this video of our house show. That was house show number 3. We did have some technical difficulties during the songwriting part of the house show. The camera actually overheated and did not get all of it. But no worries, we are going to get with the songwriters and actually record the song that they came up with, thanks to the audience participation. During that time, we do kind of like a Mad Lib songwriting where we ask for prompts and things like that, and it was really good. And the song was really good, and just sucks that our camera didn't pick it up. So be looking out for that soon. I did want to tell you guys, get excited because June 12th, we're having our 4th Rockin Customs House Show with local artists, and you are the first to hear it. This is the first that we're announcing it, so be paying attention for more details, and we can't wait to see you at the next one.